In this video, I'm reviewing the syllabus for Statistical Methods, Math 14 for the spring semester of 2022. The catalog description. This course is an introduction to descriptive and inferential statistics. Students learn how to use measures of central tendency and dispersion among population samples to draw inferences about a population and to compare two or more populations. Discrete and continuous probability density distributions are analyzed, including the binomial, normal, student t, chi-squared, and F distributions. Confidence intervals for population means, proportions, and variance are determined. Additional topics include regression and correlation analysis and techniques of hypothesis testing, including analysis of variance. The course includes application of technology for statistical analysis and the interpretation of the relevance of the statistical findings. Applications use data from disciplines that include business, social sciences, psychology, life science, health science, and education. The prerequisite is, depending on your placement or your preference, or Math 40 with a grade of C or better, or 2 years of high school algebra with a grade of B or better within the last 3 years, or math placement exam. The credit is 4 units. The time and day and the room of the class meeting, Monday and Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 8:35 p.m., and the location of the class is in room 217. Okay, now, my name is F. Anthony Siciliano. I'm the instructor. Here is my email address. My office room is room 212, and there is the telephone number with the extension. My student office hours are the following, but these may change depending on my class changes. My meeting ID for my Zoom is the following. So this is my Zoom ID. Now, student office hours are for your benefit to help you succeed in the course. Office hours are for you, the student, not for me, as I am available at those times not only to discuss the course, but any questions you may have about math courses at the college, your field of study, your transfer plans, and career paths. The best way to reach me is email and must be your student email account. Always include your name and course. All email contact between students and instructors must be conducted using the student and instructor CMC email accounts. For students, this is accessible via the My CMC portal on the CMC website. Any student email received by faculty from another email account cannot be responded to other than to remind the student to use their school email account. Please also keep in mind that grades cannot be distributed by phone, public posting, public announcements, or by email. Textbook for the course. The textbook. Well, because an electronic version of the textbook is available on my Stat Lab, you do not have to purchase a textbook unless you choose to do so. Now, what is required is the access code for my Stat Lab with an online text. The author is Sullivan Woodbury. The title is Interactive Statistics Informed Decisions Using Data, with its second edition. It's also available in the CMC bookstore, or you can purchase it online using the My Stat Lab website. And then there's also the guided notebook to accompany interactive statistics. This is not required, but it is available for free and downloadable on Canvas. Class participation. Optimal learning requires student participation in the classroom as appropriate to the classroom activity. Participation includes such actions as responding to questions posed, actively contributing to the group discussions, and completion of assignments. The instructor will attempt to ensure all students have opportunities to express ideas, contribute to discussions, and receive additional information and clarification as needed. Instructor communication, information, participation, guidelines, and feedback policy. Students are encouraged to send an email anytime 24/7, call my office, or leave voice messages. If I'm going to be away for an extended period and know in advance, I will let you all know in the announcement section of our course in Canvas, hours except on weekends. Each week I will provide grades or scores and comments on assignments within 4 to 6 days of when they were submitted. After I send feedback each week, you will receive notification through your email or in a classroom announcement that feedback has been sent. Check grades for your feedback scores. As your instructor for this course, my goal is to facilitate your learning, answer questions, and encourage your participation. I will respond in a timely manner and on a consistent basis. I will provide feedback in the Q&A section of each unit you may want to discuss. I will provide feedback on post-response and assignments as appropriate and between 12 to 24 hours, except on weekends. Student learning outcomes. Upon successful completion of the class, the student will be able to describe, graph, calculate, and analyze statistical quantities and concepts including data types, levels of measurement, sampling strategies, frequency distributions, parameters, and descriptive statistics. Also determine the probability of an event, and use various distributions to estimate parameters for populations using samples, and formulate and test a hypothesis including ANOVA, and analyze and make predictions for paired data using the linear correlation coefficient, linear regression, standard error, prediction interval, explained variation, unexplained variation, and total variation. These outcomes will be assessed by questions on quizzes, tests, and final exam. Grading. Your grade in this class will be determined as follows. The grade component. The first component is interactive reading and homework assignments. The percentage of this for this final grade is 25%. You have 2 projects which are worth 15% total. You have 14 quizzes that are worth 40% of your grade. And your final exam, parts 1 and 2, which are mandatory for both, are 20% of your grade. And then below here is the grading scale. Attendance. All students are expected to log in and complete some work at least once a week. Each week without work is considered absent from 2 class meetings. A student who adds a class or registers after the first day of classes is counted absent from all weeks missed. In the effort to promote student success, CMC has approved the implementation of an instructor-initiated drop policy. When a student has been absent from class to such an extent that his or her success is at risk, the instructor has the option of dropping the student. If a student has missed 12.5%, which is 5 classes or 2.5 weeks of the semester, without notifying the instructor with a satisfactory explanation, the student may be dropped by the instructor. As a result, you will negatively impact your group mates' grades if you fail to fully participate in each group discussion in a timely manner. Less than full participation in this course is extremely disruptive to the online learning model or in-class learning model, depending on how we pivot. So I reserve the right to drop you if 1. You do not complete the online orientation by earning 100% on the orientation assignment. You'll have as many attempts as you need. 2. You fail to make any progress for 4 or more consecutive days, including weekends. And 3. You fail to take final exam parts 1 and 2 as scheduled in class. Per the college's attendance policy, faculty has the right to develop a more stringent policy as well. Students who do not attend or participate in class by the deadline to drop for tuition refund may be deleted from the course. In this class, we function as a team, teaching and learning together in small groups that are reorganized from one module to the next. However, if you quit participating in this class, you should not assume that I would drop you. Should you choose to drop, ultimately it is your responsibility to officially withdraw. Materials. We will be using the data analysis package StatCrunch in this course. StatCrunch is an online data analysis tool and much more. StatCrunch is included with your subscription when you purchase the access code for My Stat Lab. You will be able to access StatCrunch with your assignments. In this course, again, we will be using mainly StatCrunch. However, an optional tool discussed in the course is an online statistical calculator. As schools transition to remote learning, Texas Instruments, the company that makes the TI-84 graphing calculators used in class, is pleased to offer all students and teachers free 6-month software license for the TI SmartView CE emulator software for the TI-84 Plus graphing family. Video instructions are available on how to register on Canvas. Only devices that are specifically math calculators will be allowed for quizzes. Okay, next is the course grading and information. Now, this course is delivered through an online course management system called My Stat Lab. Registration for My Stat Lab is required on the first day. There is an option of signing up for a 14-day temporary passcode. With My Stat Lab, there is the online and interactive text. Since the website does not have a physical textbook to access, I have provided an online text in the PDF format located in the modules on Canvas. Each chapter of the text that we are going to study has 3 parts described below. Registration and video instructions are located on Canvas. The assignments are graded automatically by the website and synced to Canvas. Now the first part, part 1, you have what we call interactive reading assignments, or IRA. Now these assignments are to be completed prior to class. You're going to watch, read, fill in a guided notebook, and complete the interactive reading assignments prior to the beginning of class. The IRA is where the course content is delivered to you via reading assignments, video presentation examples, also the video solutions, interactive activities, and assessment questions. You earn points by watching videos and completing the activities. You begin each section by working through the IRA and filling in the guided notebook, which you can see below. Some of the IRA's examples will have multiple video solutions. In this case, you should watch the StatCrunch and or the optional TI-8384. And part 2 is the section homework. Now, these assignments will be completed in class, so you will have the instructor available for guidance as you work through this, plus a small little activity. With the completion of a section's IRA, you will be able to jump to the section's homework, which you can complete in class. So, for example, in Chapter 1, you should begin with Section 1.1 by reading the IRA and then proceed to the 1.1 homework. To move from the IRA in a section to the online homework for the section, you must get at least 70% on the IRA. Again, the interactive reading assignment for that section. So in other words, for example, to do the online homework for Section 1.1, you must receive at least 70% for the IRA for Section 1.1. Problems can be worked on until a correct answer is obtained. And I've also created lecture videos for both the interactive and homework assignments for you to look at when you need help. In part 3, you have a quiz. Each week you have a quiz on the sections covered for that week. Please make sure to review the late penalty policy further below in the syllabus. Projects. You are required to do 2 applied real-world data analysis projects. The first project is a data analysis comparison report where you collect, analyze, and compare 2 quantitative data sets. The final project will be to collect and analyze data and perform a research hypothesis test to answer an important question about the world around us. For both projects, you will make PowerPoint slides to explain your results and findings. See the tentative schedule for the due dates. Description of each project are in the modules on Canvas. Now remember, you must complete this in PowerPoint. Okay, quizzes and final exam. There will be 14 online quizzes plus a comprehensive final exam, part 1 and part 2. There are 2 parts to the mandatory final exam. Final exam part 1 is a 5-question exam in class. Final exam part 2 will be taken online and located on my Stat Lab. Passwords for the quizzes and final exam are in the outline of each week located on Canvas. The final exam can replace your 2 lowest quiz scores using the following approach. It is my policy to replace a student's lowest quiz grade with the final exam at the end of the course. For this reason, I do not give makeup quizzes. A missed quiz will be recorded as a 0 and then replaced accordingly at the end of the semester. Missing the final will also result in a 0, and I do not drop this grade. The instructor has the right to adjust this policy under special circumstances. Please make note, there are no extensions for quizzes or final exams and no exceptions. Quiz deadlines. These are located on a tentative schedule on page 5 below. The final exam deadlines, these are also on the tentative schedule below. Due dates, late penalties, and technical difficulties. All interactive homework quizzes, review assignments, and any discussion questions that we may have the following late penalty policy. Students submitting work for course assignments after the due date are subject to a penalty of 5% of the points possible for the assignment per day, i.e. for each day passing after the due date. So for example, submissions posted after the due date within 24 hours of the date the assignment is due will be penalized 5% of the potential value of the assignment. Submissions posted between 24 and 48 hours after the due date may be penalized by up to 10%, and so on. Due dates will not be extended because of technical difficulties. Now, if the website is down for a certain maintenance, then I will also be notified, and then I will send out an announcement that there may be an extension. Now, the deadlines on these assignments are not extended, and you must make plans to complete these. Due dates for online assignments are clearly stated in my stat lab. Homework, study tips, homework videos. The guided notebook. This is an activity manual located on Canvas that you can access, download, and print. This is a place where you can take notes on the given information in the interactive reading assignments, lectures, by filling in all the information from the slides in a notebook. This will be a valuable resource for you as you work through the online homework assignment for each section, as well as the quizzes and tests over the corresponding material. Pay close attention to the homework videos located on Canvas. This will be helpful to you as you move along with your homework and interactive assignments. Students with disabilities access. Students with disabilities, whether physical learning or psychological, who may need academic support in the classroom, are encouraged to contact Access as soon as possible to ensure that the appropriate accommodations and/or services are implemented. Further information about this program may be found on the Copper Mountain College website and in the Office of Student Services at the Access counter. Please visit the CMC's Access website for more information, or you can call the following number with that extension. Military-friendly statement. Veterans and active duty military personnel with special circumstances, e.g. upcoming deployments, drill requirements, disabilities, are welcome and encouraged to communicate these in advance if possible to the instructor. Equal opportunity statement. Copper Mountain College is committed to equal employment opportunity for all persons and to provide educational and employment opportunities free from discrimination based on ethnic group identification, national origin, religion, age, veteran status, sex, race, color, ancestry, sexual orientation or physical or mental favors, and other physical or verbal conduct or communication constituting sexual harassment. Disclaimer. Changes in curriculum, grading standards, and other requirements could change as necessary. It is the student's responsibility to know and understand all policies and procedures and requirements for Copper Mountain College and this class. Any concerns should be directed to your instructor, the appropriate department chair, or college administrator in that order. Information in this syllabus is subject to change. Any important changes will be announced in class, and you will be provided with an updated syllabus. Below here is your timeline. So for the first week, February 1 to February 6, here is the course information and orientation. You have your sections covered 1.1 to 1.4. You have your orientation assignment, the introduction discussion, and when the quiz is due by. Okay, and you can look at this timeline, which is also on Canvas for you to be able to guide as you go through each week. Next, below here is a page on Netiquette. This is the ground rules for online discussions. So make sure you read through this part to get a clear understanding of how your communication should be in this environment. Okay, next is the statement on plagiarism and academic misconduct. Academic misconduct includes, but is not limited to, the following actions: cheating on an examination or quiz, either giving or receiving information, copying information from another person for graded assignments, using unauthorized materials during tests, collaboration during examinations, buying, selling, or stealing examinations, arranging a substitute for oneself during examinations, substituting for another person or arranging such a substitution, plagiarism, which is the intentional or accidental presentation of another's words or ideas, collusion with another person or persons in submitting work for credit in class or a lab, unless such collaboration is approved in advance by the instructor. From the Latin plagiarist, which is another word of kidnapper, refers to the unacknowledged use of another person's words, ideas, or information. Rewriting, paraphrasing, summarizing, putting a passage into one's own words without recognizing the original source are still plagiarism. Credit must be given to the author or creator. Plagiarism may carry serious consequences, resulting in course failure and/or expulsion. Please refer to the Students' Rights and Responsibilities section of the Copper Mountain College catalog. The following are examples of plagiarism: copying and pasting text from websites, transcribing text from printed materials such as books, magazines, encyclopedias, or newspapers, modifying, capturing, printing, or scanning any text, replacing words in the text using a thesaurus, using copyrights, trademarks, patents, speeches, and artistic creations without permission or acknowledgement, using photographs, images, video, or audio without permission or acknowledgement, using another student's work and claiming it as your own, even with permission. Translating text from a foreign language does not constitute original work and falls under the guidelines for quotation, summaries, and paraphrasing. Faculty members who have reliable evidence of academic misconduct will 1. Investigate the matter, and 2. Review the facts of the matter and the proposed penalty with the appropriate academic dean. They may then take one or more of the following actions: require the work to be accomplished again, give no credit for the test, paper, or exercise, and assign a grade of F or W for the course. Okay, and the last page are the topics that are included in this course. So this concludes the video and instructions and guidance of the syllabus.